Extreme's going to run into damage issues. They do finish up with Ursa, which, you know, this hero can deal infinite damage, right? You cannot stop him.
Got to deliver it in the gameplay, though. Pixlr, just a small part of the puzzle.
Yeah, will we have a level 1 fight? It looks to... Whoa, could have one here. Disruption from Jin Q, who gets sprouted, and everybody's going to walk away nice and safe. Mars does feel like one of those heroes that can still have pretty big impact in the game without having a ton of farm.
Yep.
As first blood, okay, X-Nova takes a tumble. Mira getting chased as Ame going to the wrong side of the trees. Now has to try to get to the other side, goes to the north instead. 3 members of Aurora beating upon him. Hammer on top. Ame still trying to get around the tree line. Starbreaker completely misses as Nightfall with the casual TP. Ame might actually live through this. TP support's coming in. And Toronto Toki, I mean, he's not getting any CS, Ame, under this tower. As a glimpse, not going to do too much, but Ame does live through the day.
This is definitely game 1 of the tournament here. A little bit of cold fingers for Aurora, some of those spells.
Toronto Toki able to turn the tide a bit. Glimpse, though, onto Mira. Last right click from Ame is enough, so finally getting some retribution in this lane for the Extreme side.
So,
yep, is Mira going to get Glimpse back. First Solar Guardian of the game will actually be blocked correctly. Starbreaker to follow. XM looks to be the death of the Lesh along with X-Nova, so a nice retaliation from Aurora.
That's a quite substantial advantage to have now.
Success, first arena of the game, but it instantly gets impaled by Mira into the Hex. Might be the sacrifice for Aurora. Rebuke with the Pulse Nova enough. Denied Haste Rune.
Gonna cost him.
X-Nova actually gets to the high ground. He's going to be okay, it seems. Although Kiyotaka, one more slight, does finish the jobs. Solar Guardian coming in. Mira getting some health back, but will be the death of Aurora. So 1 for 1. But XM trying to get outside this arena. A lot of damage with the Diabolic Edict. Toronto Toki to the high ground. Looks like he will survive. Unfortunately for Extreme, they do lose the Lesh. And now Jin Q eats his way out of the Sprout.
Well, if those skeletons had phase boots, that would be...
Oh, they're going to jump. The Ember, a Static Storm being used, and that is exactly what we were talking about. That is the one use here that could find the early deaths of Kiyotaka.
You can ulti in and you can get into Static Storm, then you can't use your Starbreaker either.
They spot X-Nova, the Hex to start things out. The pipe is activated though. Now Mira trying to get on the run. The Bear's going to eat up Panto. He pops the hand of Gabe, and 2 dead already for Aurora though. He'll likely have to retreat now. XXS still looking for the opening though. Spear going to be faked out. Not able to find anything though, so Extreme get 2 supports and a tier 1 tower in all likelihood.
There's no way. Yeah, you can see XXS already.
I'm trying to delay.
Moving in.
I don't know if they can stay in the pit.
They can.
XXS has the arena. Gonna get sprouted to start things out. Very tanky boys. Nightfall trying to get through it. Gets the Mars arena off onto 2 with a Rebuke to follow. Demonic conversion is Nightfall. Pops the BKB. Trying to right-click everybody is XM, also popping his BKB. He's going to be fine. Solar Guardian not going to hit anybody. It's Toronto Tokyo now. Yules speared into the cliff with the Split Earth to follow. Kiyotaka with a nice Searing Chains onto several heroes. And after all of this, they do get the glimpse, but that's the BKB now from Toronto Tokyo. Ame in a little bit too deep. Pops the Enrage. Can mitigate a lot of that damage as a result. There's the Static Storm just on the outskirts. The Ember in a lot of trouble. Will be able to get dropped as XM pops the Essence Ring to stay alive. Meantime, disruption to save the time being is Ame, focusing everything onto Nightfall. The spear onto the low ground. Nightfall might be able to get out now. Gets glimpsed though into the Split Earth. Down goes another member of Aurora. Toronto Tokyo trying to get something out of this fight. But he's just likely going to get glimpsed back. Oh, that's down for 6 seconds. So might be fine, in fact, with the cover of creeps on the high ground. But still, 2 cores dead for Aurora.
Say that. Kiyotaka might try to be cute here.
Okay, we've seen a steal or 2 from an Ember. Remnant in, and Ame is able to get it. They can take the Yules now. Onto Kiyotaka's going to pop the BKB. He's going to take the brunt of the damage from Ame, trying to get through him, but there's a Solar Guardian. He's actually stuck inside the pit. They may be able to get the burn through this Aegis to start things out, but Ame able to get to the other side of the pit in time. Mars Arena onto 2. Meanwhile, XM, he was taking the brunt of damage for the time being, but Toronto Tokyo pops the BKB, trying to pursue XXS, but another beautiful disruption from Jin Q. Ame in really deep. That is life number 1 for him. They take out the Ember. As XM with the BKB, he's just going to run away, and Ame looks like they want to fall back. I say that, but the spear onto the low ground. Mira in a lot of trouble, gets the Finger of Death, but dies shortly after. The right clicks are enough from Nightfall to delete XM from the map. Ame now focusing onto Nightfall, cannot get the bash, but the glimpse back and another right click will do it. Meanwhile, the bash is reserved for Toronto Tokyo instead. Down he goes, 4 dead for Aurora. Looking for the cleanup onto Panto, but looks to be safe for the time being. XXS has a full AC, by the way.
Yep.
Split Earth. Gonna find Toronto Tokyo trying to get out, but the bash and Ame just eats him for dinner or breakfast since it is morning here.
Yep.
Oh, Nightfall. Might be spotted. Ame. Oh, gets the Abyssal Blade onto Ember. Kiyotaka in a lot of trouble. Tries to run away, but Remnant's on himself and dies to the bear. Ame trying to turn his sights onto Nightfall instead. They do take the support out. So 1 for 1, but definitely in favor of Extreme again.
Yep.
And XM going to the higher ground. He's going to get Hex, but XXS is there. BKB popped from Nightfall. Solar Guardian to follow as well. Starbreaker on top of XM taking a ton of damage, but the Mars Arena doing quite a bit. Toronto Toki's getting melted along with Nightfall. So just like that, 3 cores dead for Aurora. It feels like their supports are living longer consistently over their cores, but it's 4.
Wife can take second place. Uh-oh.
XXS showing off the Hex. Finding the Dawnbreaker. I don't think the Hand of God is going to be enough as Ame takes another one to the grave. Glimpse just in time. And a second casualty for Aurora.
Never tried Shadow Demon with phase boots.
Just don't play Shadow Demon if you're a new player.
If Slacks is listening, he's like, I buy phase boots on every hero because I buy 5 boots.
Stay a little bit longer. Oh, Disruption dodges the finger of death. Disgusting display again from Jin Q as Ame in the front eats another target. This time it's Mira. 50 seconds of no Lion, no buyback either. Roche Banner going to try to protect this a bit, but Nightfall ends up taking it out.
Decent poke onto XM here. Might keep Extreme Gaming on the defense. Nope.
XXS was looking for an initiation. We'll use the Mars Arena anyway. Spear is dodged thanks to Nightfall's BKB as Ame just focusing on the objectives. Tower dead, and now the retreat, at least for the time being, from Extreme. Still 2 minutes on the Aegis, though.
Ame, unfortunately.
Kiyotaka gets
no.
Split Earth, and another kill for Ame.
Yep. Will they find a glimpse too? No.
So buyback is available for Kiyotaka. Otherwise, has to wait 80 seconds. Glimpse, they're going to be able to dodge that. Nightfall now with the BKB. XXS gets the Mars Arena onto 2 heroes. The rest of his team going to try to focus on the melee barracks. Only 30 seconds on the Aegis.
They forced Nightfall's BKB with that arena. I think that's a worthwhile trade, honestly.
Yeah, this will be 1 lane at the very least, and they will likely go mid to try to capitalize on this. What can Aurora do here? Another fortification. That's going to be potentially the last of the game.
Aurora can thank the format that this is not a BO1, so they get a chance to return fire in the upcoming games, unless they find some heroic play here. Okay, good Ghost Scepter.
Yes, they still have the Spear connection, and that is going to be a dead Lion. 50 seconds of no Mira, no buyback to come either. And more buildings will melt, so they're waiting for this death timer of Kiyotaka, despite having the buyback, just for one last hurrah, but they're going to lose most of their buildings in the meantime. Actually, the jump onto Nightfall, already at half HP. The Solar Guardian doing very little. That is the death of Nightfall, and they did not buy back on Kiyotaka at all. In fact, they're just going to call GG. So game 1 going to Extreme. Pretty entertaining game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Aurora off to a good start, as we talked about. They needed to get off to.
This Helm of the Dominator gives you the early Helm of Iron Will, so you can sustain the laning stage, more armor, more HP.
Usually the most played support of the year is not one of the best. It's just the one that always makes it through because it's not quite good enough to be banned a lot. I will say, though, I see where the panel's coming from with this being a good potential game for the Faceless Void to truly carry, but I think Sven is one of the best core matchups into Void in this patch, actually.
Talk to me about the Pugna.
Yeah, there's a lot of value to Netherward here against Puck and the Lion, and it's also a bad lane matchup for. Oh, hang on.
That's first blood. So Mira did eventually go down.
Okay, and so did Panto. Okay. Talk to me about Pugna while he's dead.
Yeah, that's not a good way to look at it. As Nightfall trying to take out the Tombstone, will be able to time walk away.
It's still level 4 mana drain is still okay. 600 mana in 5 seconds. It's not
the Remnant
bad.
does connect. XM has the orb to try to get away. Actually gets a little fancy with it and dies as a result.
Oops.
So it has the curveball facet, trying to get a little bit of extra farm. Could have just gotten away, I feel like. Kiyotaka with the first power rune of the game, which is the Arcane. It's going to find a little Jin Q action. Panto there. Get another Astral Step with some good body blocks as well. XXS actually places down his Tombstone to try to contest this. And Jin Q, is he actually going to live through this? Looks like that might be the case as Kiyotaka has to try to run away. Trying to go for the Tombstone, gets impaled in the meantime though. Does take out the Tombstone, getting some extra gold. As XXS now with a double decay. And it's going to force Kiyotaka out with not too much to show for it. In fact, it's going to be the death of the support instead for Panto as XM finally makes his way over.
Big damage onto Sven down bot, but the TP rotation.
Stormhammer, the God Strength coming out as well. Only the level 5 Dawnbreaker not able to use anything to get out of dodge. It does have Hammer up in a second, but to the lane where XXS is playing very confidently in tower range right now.
He has
the ward is
ults.
placed. He's already at half HP though. Aether Remnant pop. There's the Centaur Stomp. He gets his ult off here, which he will. Solar Guardian to follow, but he's dead already. Solar Guardian from Toronto Tokyo to try to help out. They will be able to get Jin Q on top of this, so double kill for Kiyotaka.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's a nice little find there as Tombstone not available. Dying, coming right back to life, TPing in and dying instantly. So using that innate to feed relentlessly, it seems. Anytime a Sven is being played, he's always going to be in the top of the net worth. It's such a hard hero to contest.
Yeah. He is a level and a half ahead of the Faceless Void.
They get the finger, and that is the death of the Faceless Void. And his Pine Cone. His trusty Pine Cone is dead. Oh, the death animation is beautiful, and then the sinking in the ground just ruins it.
Yeah. So
as Toronto Tokyo going to get surrounded. Flesh Golem activated from XXS, and the TP instantly canceled because Jin Q is there with his million disables and the finger to delete Toronto Tokyo.
I think personally that's pretty overrated. I think having the cooldown is much better.
Aether Remnant misses again. X-Nova though getting blocked by Kiyotaka. The Simile is there, but the Chronosphere is being used to just kill the one, but on top of the Undying now, XXS is going to be fine. Spirit Vessel applied to him. Ame gets the Stormhammer onto 2 heroes, trying to go for the Rasta, but of course the foul play comes into play, no pun intended, does kill him off in the end. Toronto Tokyo looks to be next for Ame in the midst of this Wisdom Shrine. It matters not, that's 2 dead, and now the coil snapping. Kiyotaka with another Dissimilate onto low ground with the Astral Step is going to be fine, although XM uses the Illusory Orb, but no more catch to follow up with.
Just ran away. Aether Remnant accuracy now down to 15% here. I'm just pulling that number out.
But a follow-up Hex from Mira. Get the life drain on top of him. X-Nova is going to try to channel. Does get off the Echo Stomp. The Earth Splitter to follow. Is going to hit 1. That's going to be the deletion of Panto and another support to follow suit. So in the end, a 1 for 2 in favor of Extreme again. So Roche attempt from Aurora. We saw this last game, and Echo Stomp is something you do have to worry about. Connects onto 1 hero, but also delays a bit. XXS getting in the exact same position we saw from last game again. Is this a replay from game number 1? No, Roche is a lot lower this time. Tombstone is placed. Nightfall able to snag the Aegis this time, though. So Aurora get away with it.
Ame, you don't hit that hard. Well, I guess you thought Jin Q could connect the time. He hits hard enough on that guy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But Void Spirit does get out. Like this Void Spirit. Dawn this time, obviously, AC immediately after Ags, so definitely going to hit.
Oh, we got the Hex. Open up with the Shackle to follow. Jin Q, though, Impale, going to buy a little bit of time. Toronto Tokyo gets the Soul Guardian out, but again, Ame coming in from the north, deletes 2 supports, and Nightfall has to chrono and run away. Toronto Tokyo fingered to death. Didn't mean it that way, of course, Cinderin. Aurora, 3 dead, and the Aegis is just going to expire the old-fashioned way. Just Ame has seemingly come out of nowhere repeatedly in this game.
He keeps finding the right targets. I think this is just a beautiful showcase of what Sven is really good at, which is isolating and killing weak targets first is generally the go-to. We've talked about the Void counter, but it's infinitely better if you kill the supports and the fight just ends immediately. Like when he casts his stun, this fight is over. And look at this angle, beautifully, he TPs in from the top. They also have to be careful. They got caught by the sleep too. Like just beautiful Echo Stomp setup. Very nice there from X-Nova.
And Nightfall chronoed, hit Ame twice and realized, okay, this is not a fight any longer.
No.
I am tickling him.
I think we're going to be seeing quite a bit more Sven this tournament, by the way. I have a feeling that this hero will go up in stocks and is one of the best carries right now in the for this meta, I don't think teams are able to punish Sven's or prevent him from farming enough of the time. And I think, especially if it's picked later in the draft, like in this game it was the 10th pick, so obviously it's a bit of a trump card, but a lot of the time when this hero gets picked late in the draft, do you have the tools to really solve him? To me, Sven needs a farmed Sven needs specific counters to not find impact, right? And with the carries being picked late in drafts, Sven is definitely worth
to some degree.
considering.
This is a byproduct of the map being so large, right? It's inherently going to cater to heroes that farm really well.
Yeah.
Which Sven is always going to be one of those with inherent cleave.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that hero damage on Nightfall. That is pitiful.
Yeah,
3.4k.
Waning Rift to start, XM.
Can we get a fantasy
any
point
further.
breakdown for Nightfall for this game?
Do you have him on your fantasy team?
No. I heard a player that a lot of people have on their fantasy team, Yatoro, though.
Yes.
Got a rampage in his previous game.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
good for me. Ame
Good
takes
for you.
out Mira. Yeah, I definitely have Yatoro on my team.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the most rampages in TI history, I'm fairly certain, right?
I think that's right.
I just made that up, but I'm pretty sure I'm
I think
still
you're
right.
I think you're right.
And Tormentor number 2. This time Ame getting the shard.
Oh.
So the Warcry getting just a little bit better for his team. Undispellable.
Passive 6 armor is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
This takes me back to Kataomi playing support Sven for Entity. They had their Sven Pudge strat with Pure, and then Kataomi would play the 4 Sven, rush Shard, and just always Warcry his Pudge, and you would have insane EHP. All right.
Oh, Nightfall, Chronosphere. Nova goes out with the...
Oh, the
he gets
Tombstone save.
Grab allied. Oh my goodness. As the Nightfall maneuver was successful this time, but it's going to be at the cost of a support as Ame and company just running through Aurora. Yep, as the Roshan will be attempted from Extreme, and you can tell by the top of your screen, the smoke comes out from Aurora. It means they want to contest. Rosh is already at half HP though.
Oh.
XXS in that Flesh Golem form as well, and the Tombstone is placed in the pit. There's the Hex to start things out. XM getting the brunt of the damage onto the Rasta. The coil comes out as well as Ame just cleans up Roche himself. Oh, 2 shots, Nightfall, goodbye.
Oh,
as
no.
Kiyotaka's BKB finally comes back online. He gets the support for his troubles. As you can see, the Dawnbreaker able to BKB out. And now the pursuit of the supports and Kiyotaka. Stormhammer connects, and that's a Thor that gets ethereal there from a moment there from Panto, but in the end, the Crepify can only do so much. So a 2 for 1, and likely to be a 3rd. So Extreme get basically everything that they want. They get Roche all the goodies. They delete the Faceless Void in 2 hits.
But again, this just leads to yet another team fight with unexpended ults. We never got a Chrono, we never got a Solar Guardian. They just couldn't find an entry.
And Nightfall ready to go now, potentially.
All right.
Doesn't use the Chrono. Ame literally just standing still, hitting buildings, will get the second lane. And the Hex from Mira.
Okay.
Kiyotaka on the sidelines as XM coming in with the coil onto 2. Nice heals from Panto. But the Stormhammer coming in. Ame wants to get in deep. He gets the 1 kill. And it back and forth from Nightfall. As you can see, the reset was there, but Ame now with that God Strength available. Earthsplitter does a decent amount, but Nightfall able to time walk most of it away. Toronto Tokyo getting on top of the Sven. Remember, this is still an Aegis Sven who just brushes off the damage with that Satanic. It's back to full HP, brings him back with the Harpoon, but the Chronosphere is there with the Life Break on top of him. This could be enough to take out life number 1 of Ame. Can you do it again, though, is the question. Ame pops the Warcry. Basically invincible now as a result. Finger of Death deletes Toronto Tokyo, and it looks like Nightfall is next on the list, although Time Walks gets most of his HP back as a result. Kiyotaka, in the midst of all this, doing a decent amount of damage, takes out another support. So Lion dead again. Toronto Tokyo is going to get harpooned back into the arms of Ame. That's a double kill for XXS, though, as Nightfall and Kiyotaka, last remaining members of Aurora, as it looks like this game 2 will likely just come to an end right now.
They just cannot deal with Ame.
GG's come out, so Extreme 2-0 pretty convincingly.
10,
Really
0,
impressive.
and 10. I'm sure Fear has a little smile on his face. Obviously a big Sven Njari himself, one of his favorite heroes.